A fresh season, but we know the focus for both of these teams is to come out strong today.
Yeah, for the first handful of games, you just want to play hard and build some chemistry. Get more comfortable with your teammates while also learning their tendencies and preferences.
Here are the starters for Utah. George out there with Sviatoslav Mikhailuk. Then it's Jusuf Nurkic. Then it's Lauri Markkanen. And it's Hendricks in at the power forward position. Pritchard against George. White, the pass to Pritchard. They set the pick. Three-pointer. Up again. It's good on the putback.
I always love the hard work on the glass. Just great activity.
Inside. Soft touch off the glass.
Just a gutsy play by George inside, finding the close-range look.
And White has got the ball here for the Boston Celtics. This game against Utah, the first time they've met this year.
They should have steamrolled this club last year, but that's not how it played out.
Nice ball movement by Boston. Shot clock at 6. Brown passes to White. Here's Minot, defended by Nurkic. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Markkanen outside. Fires the three. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
Well, Markkanen keeps the defense off balance with the quick trigger.
Down low. Here's White. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Now here's George. Nurkic finds George. Markkanen outside. Pass to Mikhailuk. And here's George. 5 to shoot. There's a screen by Nurkic. George's shot is off.
Ooh, that's a tough break. After poor communication defensively, it leaves him all by himself.
To the inside. A nice shot by Brown.
Look, Brown's a great athlete. I love to see him work inside.
Grant, the thing about Jaylen Brown, he doesn't need a lot of space to get his shot off.
You know, B.A., he has a quick release and rises high on his jumper. Has a great up fake and can stop on a dime. Usually all the space he needs to find his shot.
The Celtics have gone 3 of 4. Off to a nice start. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
I was able to talk to Joe Mazzulla for a minute. We talked about Lauri Markkanen, and I asked him how he wanted his players to guard him tonight. And he said we can't afford to lose sight of him out on the perimeter because he's a big that can really shoot it, especially when he's operating in the pick and roll. It'll be interesting to see how Markkanen fares against them in this one. Guys, back to you.
And Allie, thanks. Ooh, had a nice open look right there.
Well, you can't start the game much better than this. 4 of 5 from the field.
Pritchard against George. From deep. Pritchard, no good. And here's Markkanen. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. George outside. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Takes a three. Another three for Utah.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
Brown against Markkanen. Brown drives in. And he hits it from 9 feet. Brown's gotten his second bucket.
Hey, anytime you're guarding Brown, you have to account for his acceleration.
Back to Markkanen. Pass to Hendricks. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
Hey, when in doubt, run the defender off the screen.
And you know, with a result like that, we'll see them run it again.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Now here's Brown. Banked it in off the glass. Brown's got 6 points.
getting enough shots in close to play inside out.
George passes to Nurkic. George outside, takes the three. Minot pulls it in. Celtics trail by 5. Pass to Pritchard. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. There's no question. Peyton Pritchard has one of the best value contracts in the league.
Sure does, B.A. He's on a 4-year, $30 million deal signed back in 2023. He's a tireless worker, a talented scorer, playmaker, and, of course, outside shooter.
That's good from Pritchard. Well, Stan, Joe Mazzulla's a young head coach taking over on the Celtics bench in 2022.
Well, B.A., he's got a rare intensity about him. Certainly not afraid to think outside the box, and obviously the results speak for themselves.
Pritchard hits them both. And last season, the Jazz with the worst record in franchise history, Grant.
Yeah, losing with a plan, though. Utah, such a smart organization. If you're going to tear it down to the studs, do it in a good draft year.
Now here's Markkanen. He's got 6. And Nurkic throws it down.
Oh, the big man, Nurkic, from super close range.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today. You can't make it that obvious.
George finds Markkanen. Pass to Hendricks. Here's Mikhailuk. Markkanen, the pass to George. Shoots over Pritchard. Again, Utah, good for 2.
And they've settled in quickly today. A nice flow and rhythm to their offense.
Outside White. Pritchard, the pass to Brown. And the 3 off target. Jazz leading by 7. George outside. Here's Nurkic. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
White, the pass to Queta. Now here's Pritchard. Nice ball movement by Boston. And here's Brown for 3. No, sir. He's now 3 for 5 in this one. Brown against Markkanen. There's a screen by Nurkic. Puts up a deep 3. Markkanen misses.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening. The pass, the catch, the slam. What a clean play.
Man, absolutely jaw-dropping. Markkanen outside. Back to George. Nurkic, a screen on Pritchard. Here's George. Pass to Mikhailuk from the arc. And here's George, defended by Pritchard. George passes to Mikhailuk. Here's Hendricks. Puts up a 3. Queta pulls it in. Now White, beyond the arc. Back to Pritchard. White with a screen on George. Second shot opportunity. There's the 3. It's rebounded by Hendricks.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Markkanen from long range. Doesn't go in. 2 for 4 in this game.
Defense dodged the bullet that time. Total breakdown.
Pritchard. And it's rejected. Pass to George. Back to Markkanen. From deep. Minot pulls it in. Minot's got 4 rebounds now. White for 3. And it's White again missing.
Well, he continues to make the effort, but the results just aren't there this quarter.
And the basket by Mikhailuk.
The coach loves seeing chances from that range. Work that inside area.
And so it's White with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. They trail by 9. Pass to Keita. Here's Minon. Right side Brown. Over Markkanen. Again, the miss by Boston.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good look. Just couldn't find the mark.
Here's Mikhailuk. He's guarded by White. Deflected. Pritchard against George. Pass to Brown. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. It's on Lauri Markkanen. Stan, one thing about Jaylen Brown, he seems so composed out there.
Yeah, B.A., he's very calm. Doesn't waste energy. You love a player who's this focused and calculated.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good. Brown. And grant the Achilles tear for Jason Tatum, derailing the Celtics' attempt to defend their 2024 title.
Yeah, so hard to overcome losing your best player. Thankfully, this team has the depth to remain competitive in his absence.
Hauser, he's checked in for Boston. Anthony Simons comes in for Pritchard. And both free throws good for Brown. And a contract extension this summer for Jazz head coach Will Hardy.
Well, one of the youngest head coaches in the league. He has the respect of all of the other head coaches. He's part of that Spurs coaching tree, and his extension runs through 2031, which is a nice commitment from the Jazz.
Now here's Brown, coming off a 12-point game. Puts the fadeaway right on the money. Brown's got 10 points in the game.
Well, if they can come back and take the lead, this will be because he's carrying him. This quarter's been all about him and his offense.
Pass to Filipowski. George outside. Here's the 3. Hits the trifecta. He's got 7.
And there's a nice rhythm to his three-point shot. You know, George has a confident stroke.
And here's Brown. 54 seconds left in the first quarter here. And there's the rejection.
Just sometimes it feels like Bailey baits you into the shot because he knows he's got the length advantage.
Some changes for Boston. Garza's checked in for Keita. Boucher comes in for Jaylen Brown. Shireman comes in for Derek White. Then for Utah, Shibwe's checked in for Nurkic. And Sensabaugh subbed in for George. 34 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Bailey. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Celtics trail by 8. Now Boucher. There's Simons with a 3. Drills it from deep.
Well, you can't give Simons a look from 3. He's a knockdown guy.
Here's Sensabaugh. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy. And the Jazz lead by 7.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
And so it's Utah closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. They've been lights out from deep, and it's a big reason why they have a lead in this one. We'll be right back. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. All right, guys, what's your take on the hustle stats for the Jazz?
Wow, those early blocks are key. They are intimidating their opponents and making them hesitant.
Yeah, and also a great job hustling on turnovers and turning them into points. Defense creating offense so far in this one.
On the floor for Utah, getting going in the second. Bailey out there with Kyle Filipowski. And it's Shibwe in at center, filling out the middle. The first one falls. No doubt Anthony Simons has shown he can be a 20-point-per-game scorer in this league.
Yeah, the shooting is great. He's a natural at finding his shot, but he'll be targeted at the other end. That's where he's got to improve.
Boston making a switch here. Walsh is checked in. Well, to play great defense, teams have to provide help. But how do you avoid overhelping?
It's a great question, B.A., and it's like anything in the game. Basketball is a game of decisions. I think people look at it and they talk about athletic ability and they talk about skills, which are both important. But the best players and the best teams are the best decision makers, and the same thing goes as to when to help and when to stay home on shooters.
Pass to Shibwe. Utah moving the ball around. Here's Bailey. Simons with a rebound. And so Simons will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thanks. The Utah Jazz are going young, but this is a franchise that has a winning history, and that culture is still around. Coach Will Hardy said, the messaging doesn't change. The players have bought into the little things that takes to win. This is a cohesive group that's committed to helping each other. Back to you. Building
the right way. Thanks a lot, Allie.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Here's Boucher. Lays it up and banks it in. Boucher's got his first basket.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
To the paint. Here's Filipowski. Ooh, good finish at the rack off the slick feed. And the Jazz lead by 5.
Yeah, their defense is starting to wear down. That's 3 straight buckets at the rim.
There's Simons with a 3. And the Celtics another 3.
That's his second triple this quarter after hitting one earlier. This is how you space the floor.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. And some changes here for the Celtics. Minot's checked in for Boucher. Jaylen Brown comes in for Hauser. And it's Peyton Pritchard in for Walsh. Then for Utah, Markkanen's checked in for Shibwe. Hendricks comes in for Bailey. And Mikhailuk subbed in for Sensabaugh. Pass to Markkanen. Here's Mikhailuk. Sinks it from distance. Mikhailuk's got 8 points.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You've got to contest the shot better than that.
Now Simons. 4-3. Good. And Brown gets the assist.
Well, Simons is a sharpshooter. He wanted those 3 points back and went out and took them.
Pass to Filipowski. And there's the screen. Now here's Markkanen from outside the arc. Another miss for him. He's 2 for 6. It's Brown on the wing to the middle. Minot can't get it to go.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
It's Mikhailuk on the wing. He's covered by Simons. To the paint. Oh, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
His hang time on the rim puts a sweet cherry on top, B.A.
It's a close game, and those displays of explosiveness can jumpstart a team. Now here's Simons. 13 points in the game. Just 5 on the clock. The 3 is up. It's rebounded by Hendricks. Utah leading by 4. Pass to Mikhailuk. Down low. The ball's knocked loose. And Markkanen with the stuff.
Well, he's known primarily for his shooting, but don't be fooled. Markkanen is more than capable of finishing strong.
Here's Minot. Last game for him, he picked up 10. Simon's shot is good.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Markkanen misses. Boston has gone 4 of 6 from outside. Looking sharp here in the second. Now Simons. 16 points for him.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Oh, got that bucket in no time at all. He's got 5.
Well, that's just excellent offense. If the defense is giving that up, you've got to take it.
Now here's Pritchard. And here's Brown for 3. Bullseye! Jaylen Brown!
I love that mentality from Brown. Comes right back down the floor to answer the 3 with one of his own.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys. Maybe alter some of the game plan. Cada's checked in for Garza. And Utah with a change here, too. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Filipowski. Jazz leading by 3. And some tough salary decisions this summer for the Boston Celtics, coach.
Well, in one way, it's a good problem to have, possessing too much talent. But with this new CBA, it's harder to retain everybody like we saw with Celtics teams of old.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Pritchard, the pass to Cada. Simons, left side. To the inside. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but he drew the foul, and he'll go to the line. It's on Lauri Markkanen.
He took the contact and had an opportunity to drain it.
Boston shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And the Jazz haven't been past the second round since 2007. Now trying to build a contender.
Well, BA, they know in the West that's a tall order. They got to be patient and build this thing from the ground up.
Bailey's checked in for Lauri Markkanen. And he can't hit the second. And over the 5 decades of the Jazz franchise history, almost half of those years, they were coached by the great Jerry Sloan.
Well, the Jazz were a team that took on Jerry Sloan's toughness and a willingness to fight at all times. Those days are in the past, but they still echo in Utah.
Now here's Brown. 13 points in the game. And it's going to be a 3-second call. And here's what the Utah Jazz schedule looks like. On Sunday, they'll be playing against LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets. And then on Monday, they'll be facing Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics.
You hear this all the time, but a road trip is a great chance for a team to build chemistry on and off the court. Chemistry matters a lot in the NBA, and a trip like this can bring a team together.
White, he's checked in for Boston. And a switch here also for Utah. George is checked in.
An efficient finisher inside. George makes the most of the close-range opportunity.
Inside, here's Cada. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here. Pass to Nurkic. Nurkic, a screen on Pritchard. Second chance effort. Rebound Boston.
Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that'd be easy points for him at the rim.
Hammers the lob through.
A great read between those two guys. The defense didn't stand a chance, B.A.
These two teammates right here, Grant, they are connected. Now here's George. 17 points in his last outing. George with another miss. They are looking really strong offensively.
Yeah, just terrific momentum. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Minot can't get it to go.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And guys, you cannot allow that in a close game. You have to make it harder than that.
Now here's Brown. 13 points in the game. There's the block.
Oh, great D by the rookie. Bailey making an impact.
And now it's time to take another view of that huge swat.
Oh, my. And that was textbook defense, positioning himself well to send it back.
Jazz leading by 4. George passes to Bailey. There's a screen by Nurkic to the inside. And Nurkic throws it down.
Yeah, when he sets the pick, Nurkic can do different things on the roll. Makes him hard to track.
Outside, Brown shoots over Bailey. No good from 11 feet. Utah has gone 2 of 5 from distance here in the second quarter. Pass to George. Utah moving the ball around. Three-pointer. He drains it. Made half his shots. He's 5 for 10 now.
Easy to see the kind of impact George is going to have in this league. Already so productive.
Here's Brown. Jaylen Brown gets it to fall.
Well, credit the screen there, springing him loose for the finish.
George peels it out a bit. Fires the three. Minot pulls it in.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
Queta no good. Utah leading by 7. George with it. Pritchard picks him up. Back to George. Nurkic, a screen on Pritchard for 3. George finds it again. 6 for 12 and remaining assertive.
Well, with a little bit of room, George can splash it down. A fearless shooter.
George against Pritchard. There's the drive. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
On the night, he's 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. It's both from the stripe.
Well, you see why teams try to avoid fouling him. You're basically giving away points.
Pass to Mikhailuk. Here's Hendricks. 13 feet out. That one goes. Count it. Hendricks has got 6 points.
They're really working the paint now.
Celtics trail by 10. Over to the left wing. Up top, Brown. It's good from the top of the key. Brown's got 7 now in this quarter.
Well, he's been very efficient in this quarter. Keep getting him the ball.
Here's Hendricks. Nope, that one misses. Now 3 for 5. Pass to Minot. The 3. Here's Pritchard. The rebound by the Jazz. Nurkic has got 8 rebounds in the game. Here's Mikhailuk. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he makes a first. Off on that one, so he goes 1 out of 2 at the line. And here's Brown for 3, rebounded by the Jazz. 34 seconds left in the second quarter. Tries the spin move. George converts after the nice spin. George has got 17 points.
Wow, Keontae George flashing those handles. Nasty stuff.
Now here's Brown. He's covered closely. Blocked! It's George on the wing. Over Pritchard. Misses off the right iron.
Well, he's got the green light in that situation. They want him taking that shot, even if he didn't get it to go.
And so it's Utah closing out the quarter ahead by 11 points. Getting lots of great looks, shooting it well. That's why they're up. We'll be right back with you shortly.
Thanks for tuning in. Welcome. A clinic in execution so far, as it's been a dominant showing for the Utah Jazz.
I love their game plan. Work the rock inside until someone stops it.
It's a simple, direct strategy, Shaq. And when you can pull it off, it gives you a multitude of options offensively.
And during that first half, that does it for halftime. Let's get back to game action. Here's Brian Anderson with the start of the third quarter.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You got to like what Keontae George has done in this one.
He's been excellent at cutting through the defense and giving them fits around the basket.
Well, I just love his fearlessness so far. He's charging inside like no one can stop him.
So it's Boston now. 11-point game. White and Brown are the wingmen. Then there's Peyton Pritchard, and it's Queta in at the 5. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half. Brown passes to Queta. Utah grabs the miss. Nurkic has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Oh, Nurkic with the block.
Showing off the timing and awareness defensively. Better think twice before challenging Nurkic.
George against Pritchard. Nurkic passes to George. Nice D from Pritchard. And so it's Pritchard who brings up the ball for Boston. They trail by 11, and let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
ABA, Jaylen Brown never loses confidence. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla said he has great short-term memory. If he misses a shot, it never affects the next one. You can't shake him. I just love his poise and his ability to attack. Brown said, every time I take the floor, I want to be aggressive. Guys, back to you.
You love that confidence. Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. Now here's Pritchard. Pass to Brown. Here's White. Here's Minot. It's stolen by Nurkic. George in the post. Defended by Pritchard. Pure from three-point range. Look, Luke's got 12 points.
Yeah, every coach wants assisted buckets. Guys like George, they move the ball.
When we talk about Keontae George, what stands out to you the most, Stan?
Good question, B.A. I don't know that I'd pick one area. He's good at a wide variety of things. Can handle the ball, pass it, score it, and that gives you flexibility in terms of the guys you put around him.
And it's Utah with the ball. Following the bucket by Boston. Markkanen for three. Queta pulls it in. Queta's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Celtics trail by 9. White, the pass to Pritchard. Here's Queta. Here's Minot. Misses the three. Utah has gone only 1 of 3 from deep here in the third. George passes to Mikhailuk. Markkanen from long range. Rebounded by the Celtics.
They've come out a little cold after that halftime break. Just 1 of 5 from the field to start the third quarter.
These are his first free throws of the game. First one falls for him.
Well, White is such a well-rounded player. He can run the offense, act as an off-ball threat, he sets screens, and he's an all-defensive team level player. He checks a lot of boxes.
White hits them both.
We'll talk about a guy who gives you exceptional effort. Derek White is always watching the floor for gaps he can fill, places he can make a difference in the game.
Now here's George. He's got 17. Markkanen sets a screen. Fires for three. Again, Markkanen missing.
And they've been able to maintain this lead despite his inconsistency from the field.
To the middle. Down low. Here's Brown. Using his post moves to get the 2 points. 21 points for Jaylen Brown.
And over time, we've seen Brown ease into accepting more responsibility on offense. He's now a dangerous scorer.
Now here's Markkanen. Give him 8. Utah with another miss. To the paint. Here's Queta. And he jams it home with authority.
They've closed the gap over the last few possessions, but can they push through and grab the lead?
Well, with all the momentum they've built up, I don't see this run stopping anytime soon.
Now here's Markkanen. Here's George. And again, unable to change momentum here. Now here's White. The D's right on him. Here's the pick for the tie. Pritchard, no good. Jazz leading by 3. Pass to Hendricks. George against Pritchard. Kicks it out to Markkanen. It's Mikhailuk on the wing. Back to Markkanen. Clock at 6. For 3, George. Counted from distance. George has got 20 points.
Well, that's his 4th triple for the game now. Just his 1st in the second half.
Pritchard, the pass to Brown. And Brown rising high for the finish.
Terrific finish there from Brown. He goes up strong and absorbs the contact.
George against Pritchard. Markkanen outside. The 3 is up. They get it again. And Hendricks gets it to go. Hendricks has got 8.
His strong shooting has really helped them secure this lead.
Pass to Keita. Outside, Brown. And here's White. There's the triple. The rebound by Markkanen.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
To the middle. Down low. Here's Nurkic. And Nurkic throws it down.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Boy, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
Now here's Brown. Give him 23. Here's Pritchard. And he can't bank that one in.
Well, he hasn't made a shot, and his team is losing. Time to find another solution.
They grab their own miss. Hendricks. Shot's no good. Made 4, he's missed 4 now. And so it's Pritchard who brings up the ball for the Boston Celtics. 8-point game. And he banks in the layup. 6 points for him.
Assertive move. You can tell the game's heating up a bit.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. And the Celtics making a change here. Hauser's checked in. And a switch here also for Utah. Bailey's checked in. And the Jazz with possession here. They've led by as many as 11. Pass to Hendricks. All right, guys, what do you think so far about the offensive approach for Utah?
Well, they've clearly been focused on getting the ball inside. And up to this point, the defense has not had an answer.
And I also have to praise them for their three-point shooting. They're showing a lot of confidence, letting them fly from deep.
And the first one at the line is good. He's off on the second. Celtics trail by 7. Here's White. Inside. White gets it to go.
Well, listen, White doesn't fear anyone inside. He wants to get down low and cash in.
Pass to Nurkic. Utah moving the ball around. Utah with another miss. The Celtics have gone 7 of 13 in the second half. To the inside. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
Back to George. They double team George. Pass to Bailey. Now George. 6 to shoot. It's Mikhailuk on the wing. Here's Hendricks. Another score. His 5th make out of 10 tries.
Unselfish basketball. That's what coaches love to see.
Pritchard, the pass to Hauser. Now here's White. Inside. Queta gets the bucket. Queta's got 10 points in the game.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
Pass to Mikhailuk. Back to George. Here's Mikhailuk. Here's Bailey, defended by Hauser. They double team George. Here's Mikhailuk. Here's Nurkic. It's deflected. They get it back. And here's Bailey for 3. Knocks it down from distance. Bailey's got his first 3 points of the game.
And with his size, Bailey can rise up over most defenders that are on him.
Pass to Minot. Now here's Pritchard. George defending. And here's White. Lets it go from deep. 3-pointer goes up. 3-pointer goes down for White.
Sometimes you just know it's coming. White couldn't wait to let that one fly. Respond to the 3 on the other end.
And it's in there.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Here's Queta. 10 points for him. And out of bounds. The Jazz will take it. And with a pause in the action, here we have the best rebounding teams from last year. 5th, the Jazz.
Well, the commitment they brought to the boards is evident in those numbers. Rebounding's never a glamour stat, but it wins you games.
And so Will Hardy calls a timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. A big group substitution here for Boston. Garza's checked in for Queta. Boucher comes in for Minot. Brown, he's checked in for White. And Simon has subbed in for Pritchard. Jazz leading by 5. And there's 1:45 left in the third quarter of the game. Markkanen, the pass to Bailey. Filipowski. Second chance shot. Nice D from Brown. Boston has gone 2 for 5 from 3 since halftime. To the middle. Here's Hauser. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Man, good whistle there.
It's his first trip to the line. And he knocks down the first one. And so he makes both from the line.
And we've seen some good free throw shooting in the second half.
Jazz leading by 3. Filipowski up top. Pass to Bailey. Utah moving the ball around. Here's Sensabaugh. They set a pick. Markkanen outside with the fadeaway. Garza grabs the board. Garza's got 4 rebounds now. And here's Simons outside. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. Brown's got 3 assists in the game. The Jazz shooting only 30% in the third quarter. Pass to Filipowski. 41 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. Bailey's shot is off. Boston has gotten 3 of 6 threes to fall in the third quarter. Simons passes to Garza. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Yeah, showing a little versatility with their offensive attack. In the first half, it was about the 3 ball. In the second half, they've emphasized interior scoring.
17 seconds left in the third. And Markkanen with the stuff.
So good to see Markkanen using force on his finish.
Brown with it. From downtown. That shot no good. And we wrap up the third, and it looks like it's going to be an exciting fourth. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. Three tense quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the fourth. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth. Lauri Markkanen out there with Kyle Filipowski. Then it's Bailey, and it's Sensabaugh in at the shooting guard position.
With a tough road ahead, they worked hard to get a good shot.
And there's a pick. Here's Brown. Boucher outside. Here's Hauser. Off the mark there with a 3. Utah leading. Here's Sensabaugh. Pass to Filipowski. Here's Bailey. Launches a 3. Hauled in by Brown. Brown's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Simons outside. Back to Brown. Down to 5 on the shot clock. For 3. Utah grabs the miss. When this one's over, they'll be off to Charlotte as they take on the Hornets. It'll be game 3 of 6 on their current trip. Markkanen looking it over. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. For Lauri Markkanen, a really talented scorer, Stan. How do you think he's fared with more responsibility?
BA, I think he's done very well. He's a prototypical stretch 4 who scores at an efficient rate, and with his elevated role, he's just grown in his confidence.
That's good for Markkanen. Well, Lauri Markkanen comes from a family full of athletes, Grant.
Oh, yes, indeed, B.A. Lauri's mom and dad were both pro basketball players, and so was one of his brothers. And his other brother is a professional soccer player, so it definitely runs in the family.
Both shots good from the strike.
Well, you have to appreciate a big man who can step up to the line and knock it down with confidence.
Brown finds Simons. Markkanen against Boucher. Got a hand on it.
Well, there's Markkanen putting his 7-foot frame to use with the block.
Here's Filipowski, and he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
Did you guys see that? What an insane slam.
Man, you got to have some hang time to pull that off. Here's Brown on the money from 12 feet away. Brown's got 25 points in the game.
And this is just typical of him, always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
Well, you know this is when they lean on him, and he delivers with a much-needed score.
Got it. And the Jazz lead by 6. And Brown has got the ball here for Boston. If you're just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Boucher passes to Garza. And here's Simons. Utah grabs the miss. Bailey's got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Filipowski. And he goes in for the dunk.
And B.A., if you let him, he will do damage.
No resistance, you pay.
Timeout.
Yeah, look, never tempt a guy with a sure thing. No surprise to see him taking advantage like that.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. He's looking to make some very important adjustments here. Cada's checked in for Boston. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Utah. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. And Coach challenged the team, asking them to bring the fight inside, telling them to play with pride, telling the team, you're getting bullied near the hoop. Let's see if it works, guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie. Here's Cada. Outside, Brown. Pass to Boucher. Simons outside. Lets a 3 fly. Buries it from 3. Simons has got 22.
Look, in that first half, he was hot from beyond the arc. And that's now his second in this half.
It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Yeah, a big man with a sweet shooting stroke. Markkanen's skill set at his position is tailor-made for today's league.
Now here's Brown. Pass to Simons. Now here's Hauser. Nice ball movement by Boston. They set the screen. Launches it. The rebound by Filipowski.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Bailey. Here's Markkanen. Cada pulls it in. Cada's got 11 rebounds in the game. Wow, gutsy finish inside by Brown.
Well, there's some power to JB's game. He can simply go through contact, showing great vision and delivering the pass out in front.
Now here's Brown. Rebounded by the Jazz. Bailey's got his 5th rebound in this one. Pass to Filipowski. Out to the right wing. This one for 3. Back to Markkanen from behind the arc. Simons with a rebound.
Going into halftime, he had 2 threes in his pocket, but hasn't added to that total since.
Here's Boucher. Blocked! They retain possession. And it's off from three-point range.
Just too many missed threes for him tonight. He must be sharper here down the stretch.
Bailey, the pass to Nurkic. Markkanen for three. Keita pulls it in.
Might be time for a little different approach. His shot hasn't been falling here in the second half.
There's Simons with a three. Knocks down the triple. Simons has got 9 points now in the second half.
Bombs away in the first half. He's followed up the effort with 3 more triples since.
Nurkic a screen on Simons. Markkanen outside. A deep three. Boston pulls it in. Simons got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Brown. Boucher a screen on Markkanen. And here's Brown for three. Offensive rebound. Boucher, no good. Jazz leading by 5. Here's Bailey. And he buries that one. Back rim and in.
A potent weapon in Bailey's arsenal. The ability to look good shooting the jumper from just about anywhere.
Hauser passes to Boucher. Simons outside. The three. And the three-pointer goes. Simons got 28.
We've been watching him hold court out of the arc. Just an unforgettable performance tonight.
Pass to Markkanen. Here's Bailey. The three ball connects from downtown. And the Jazz lead by 7.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Now here's Brown. Shakes him. Rebounded by Bailey. Bailey's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Markkanen, the pass to Nurkic. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
And look at Nurkic using his physique on offense, taking his shot and drawing a good foul.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw.
Yeah, someone who has battled injuries. Great to see Yusuf Nurkic out there tonight.
And Boston with some changes. Minot's checked in for Boucher. White comes in for Hauser. And Pritchard is subbed in for Simons. Hendricks is checked in for Utah. George comes in for Bailey. And he's good on the second.
Yeah, they've really made a concerted effort to get to the line here in the second half.
Pass to Minot. Nice ball movement by Boston. White for 3. Good. 5 for 9 shooting so far.
Look, shooting off the catch is something White's become really good at.
George outside. Driving in. And the jam by George.
And he just driving the stake in him there.
He's a guy who just never lets up.
Yeah, they're not pulling any punches here. Even the guards are attacking the basket.
Now here's Brown. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Lauri Markkanen. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And with plenty of time left, that's his 4th foul. He needs to stay cognizant of that moving forward.
The Jazz making a switch here. Mikhailuk's checked in. Pritchard with it. George defending. Brown looking around. Fires from deep. It's rebounded by Hendricks.
The perimeter game has failed him thus far. Hit 1 from range in the first half, but nothing since.
George fires. No good from 3. Celtics trail by 7. with a teardrop.
Aggressive move by Brown, forcing the defense to react.
And he drops the first.
There are so many different roles Jaylen Brown can take on for his team.
And both free throws good for Brown. Utah leading by 5. And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. Here's Hendricks. And it's in there!
Yeah, George has been just merciless on offense. He's not holding back at all.
Brown against Markkanen. Yes, sir! The finish with the jam!
Well, we all know this about Jaylen Brown. He will work incredibly hard to get the big bucket.
Now Markkanen. Markkanen with a screen on Pritchard. Markkanen outside. He's off from 3.
And he just hasn't been able to get it going this period.
Well, the offense has to look for ways to get him easier shots. Better selection. They have to be set up for success.
Here's Mina. 6 on the shot clock. Oh, the drop pass, and he dunks it down.
Well, Brown is always looking to score, but he's far from a selfish player, and he will move the ball, too.
Markkanen against Brown. Markkanen outside. Another shot. On the first, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. He's off off on the free throw. Unable to get the second one to drop. Here's the pass to Brown.
Tricky move by Brown inside, making sure he gets the whistle and completes his motion.
So the first one drops, and that narrows the lead down to just 3.
And when you talk about Jaylen Brown, you have to bring up his two-way ability. He's a pure scorer who can also guard the opposing best wing. There aren't a lot of guys like Brown in the league.
And both free throws good for Brown.
Well, this is what he does. When you need him to come through, he answers the call.
Here's Mikhailuk. He's guarded by White. The Celtics shooting a solid 47%. Markkanen against Brown. Shot clock at 6 to take the lead. Here's Pritchard. Steps back. Here's the pass to Brown. And that misses. That would have put him up.
He continues to let it fly, but the makes have been few and far between. Getting a little desperate at this stage. I mean, the clock's the big factor.
Shoot 2.
He gets the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws good, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Great job at the line, and it's now a 2-possession game.
And Boston calls time here. They're down by 4. What do you think is going to be their best move at this point?
Searching for a fast bucket, then a way to stretch things out.
Yeah, and then they have to foul quickly and hope for some misses at the line.
Outside, Brown. Peyton Pritchard. Oh, off target from downtown. And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that puts him up 5. And he hits both free throws here, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Great composure there. calmly knocks them down to put this game out of reach.
And Boston calls time here. They're behind by 6. Your thoughts, guys?
And time's running short. They just couldn't get over that hump.
Well, I've been in this spot more times than I'd like to admit. All you can do is tell your guys to hold their heads up and finish strong.
Here's White. So we see Utah get the win here. Just a gutsy performance on the road.
It really was. When this one was up in the air late, they showed how tough-minded they are as a team.
And that'll do it for this inaugural game of the NBA season. For Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson signing off. And let's leave you with our player of the game, Keontae George.